Welcome to Coach Eichner's Math. Today we'll be talking about ratios. What is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two or more numbers or quantities. Ways that we represent a ratio. We can represent a ratio by saying A to B. We can represent a ratio by saying A to B with colon, or we could say A over B, writing it as a fraction. Ratios can be simplified, which we will see here in just a minute. So, looking at the example, a music store has 40 trumpets, 39 clarinets, 24 violins, 51 flutes, and 16 trombones in stock. Give each as a simplified ratio. Trumpets to violins. Well, we know that that is 40 trumpets to 24 violins. Now, when I look at that, I notice that there is an 8 on both of those, so I can divide by 8. 40 divided by 8. Let me go ahead and do this in a different color for you. 40 divided by 8 is 5. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So we know that there are 5 trumpets to 3 violins. Okay. So, looking at flutes to clarinets, I know there are 51 flutes to 39 clarinets. 51 to 39. If I look at that, I believe 13, nope, I believe 3 goes into both of those. So 51 divided by 3, 51 divided by 3 would give me 17. 39 divided by 3 would give me 13. So I know there are 17 flutes to 13 clarinets. Trombones to trumpets. There are 16 trombones to 40 trumpets. I see that 8 again will go into both of those, so 16 divided by 8 tells me there's 2 trombones. 40 divided by 8 to 5 trumpets. So notice how we're getting a simplified ratio here as we're going through it. So violins to total instruments. So now we have to add it up. In this case, if we add up 40 and 39 and 24 and 51 and 16, there are a total of 170 instruments. Violins, there just happen to be 24. So, as I'm looking at this, 24 and 170, I'm going to go ahead and divide by 2. And I can say that there are 12 violins to 85 instruments. If I could find a way to simplify that further, I would, but I can't, so I would say that the ratio is 12 to 85. An extended ratio is a comparison of 3 or more quantities or numbers. Extended ratios can be written as A to B to C. Notice that it's the same way that we were writing it up above, except above it was A to B instead of A to B to C. All we're saying is we have to have 3 or more ratios. So looking down below, looking at number 5, the ratio of 2 complementary angles is 3 to 7. So anytime we know that ratio is 3 to 7, that means there's some number that'll multiply times 3 plus 7. So 3 times the number plus 7 times the number would have to give me what we know about, and we know complementary means 90 degrees. So in this case, we'd say 10x equals 90, or x would be 9. So it has to find the measure. Once I've found x, I can say that 3 times x is 27 degrees, and 7 times x is 63 degrees, which must be my 2 angles that are complementary to each other. Look at number 6. The ratio of 2 supplementary angles, that means they must add up to 180 degrees, is 4 to 1. So my ratio is 4 to 1, so I'd say 4x plus 1x, or 5x equals 180. Divide by 5, and I should find that x is 36. Not done yet. It says find the measure of the angles. So one angle must be 36 degrees, and the other angle is going to be 4 times 36 degrees, or if you have the ability, you can just say 180 minus 36. Should give you the same number, which in this case is 144 degrees. We know that because those numbers must be supplementary. Moving down below. We can keep doing this as we're going down below. It says the ratio of the measures of the angle in a triangle. Well, we know something about a triangle. We know a triangle, the angles of a triangle must be 180 degrees. So, we know that the ratio of the angles in a triangle is 4 to 7 to 9. Find the measure of the triangles, or find the measure of the angles. So I'd say 4x plus 7x plus 9x equals 180, or 19x equals, 20x, see if I can do my math right, equals 180, or x equals 9. So now that I know that, 4 times 9 is 36 degrees. That has to be one of my angles. 9 times 7, 63 degrees. And 9 times 9 is 81 degrees. So if I add these three together, they should add up to 180 degrees. Those would be my 3 angles of that triangle. Looking at number 8. The ratio of the measures of the angles in a triangle is 11 to 2 to 5. Again, it's a triangle, so it must equal 180 degrees for the angles. Okay, so it equals 180 degrees. I know that's 11x plus 2x plus 5x. Find the measure of the largest angle. So this is different because it says largest angle. I don't need to know all, I just need to know one of them. So when I add these together, I say 18x equals 180, which means x must be 10. So in this case, the largest angle would be the piece with the largest part of my ratio, the 11x. So 11 times 10 would tell me 110 degrees. That would be the largest angle of the triangle. Flip it over. Number 9 and number 10. My challenge to you is to try these without help. If you get stuck, go ahead and start the video back up. At this point, please pause the video and give these a try. Number 9. The ratio of the measure of the sides of a triangle. Again, a triangle. Got the measure of the sides of a triangle is 2 to 8 to 9. If the perimeter, which is all the sides added up, is 76, find the length of each side. So I'd say 2x plus 8x plus 9x would equal the perimeter, which is 76. So as I'm looking at it, 76 equals 19x. Or x equals 4. So go ahead and plug 4 back in. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 9 times 4 is 36. So the 3 side lengths must be 8, 32, and 36. The ratio of the measures of the sides of a triangle are 10 to 15 to 6. And we know the perimeter of the triangle is 217 meters. Find the length of the shortest side. So 10x plus 15x plus 6x equals 217 meters. So when I add all those up, I'd say 10x and 15x plus 6x gives me 31x equals 217 meters, or x equals 7 meters. Now that I've got that, go plug it in. 10 times 7 is 70 meters. 15 times 7, 105 meters. And 7 times 6 would be 42 meters. So right there would be the 3 sides of my triangle. So what is a proportion? Okay. Looking down just a little bit lower here, a proportion is an equation that states two ratios are equal. So it's an equation stating two ratios are equal. We've been dealing with the ratios, but now we know about two ratios that must be equal. A proportion is written A over B equals C over D. Cross product property says from here, I could say A times D equals B times C. So let's look down below at that. As I'm looking at it, we're going to say x times 2 gives me 2x equals 4 times 7, which is 28. So x would be 14. My challenge to you is when you are ready to pause the video and try to complete this on your own as opposed to watching me do all of these problems. Take a moment, see if you can get as many as you can on your own. 19 times 12 gives me 228, which equals 10x. So divide by 10, x must be 22.8. Looking down at the next one, now we've added a variable, so it's important that we say 19x minus 1 equals 6 times 13, which is 78. So we'd say 19x minus 19 equals 78. 19x equals 97, or x in this case would equal, let's see if I can do some math real quick, 5.1. Looking at the next one, 19 times 17. 19 times 17 would be 323, and that would equal 18, not 18, sorry. That would equal 5 times x plus 4, which is 5x plus 20 equals 323, or 5x equals 303. X must be 60.6. Okay. Looking down at number 15. Again, we're cross multiplying. We're going to say that 90 equals, we're going to say 40x minus 180. So 270 equals 40x, or x equals 6.75. Looking at our next one, I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and multiply right now. 18 times 3 is 54. X plus 18 times 4 is 72. Equals 180. So 54x equals 108, or x equals 2. Looking down below, same thing, going to go 18 times x minus 20 equals 3 times x minus 11. Now my challenge to you is to go ahead and multiply it out and say 18x minus 360 equals 3x minus 33. Go ahead and work it out. See what you get. Hopefully you got x equals 21.8. Again, same thing on the next one. 7 times x plus 16 equals 6 times 3x plus 3. My challenge to you is work it out, see what you get. Should end up with x equals 8.5. On either of those, if you're not getting those answers, please call me over and let me look at your math. I want to help you get those straight. If you're getting stuck, I would love to help. Please let me know. Thank you for watching Coach Eichner's Math, and have a great rest of your day.